live. You already know what it is. It's the one, the only Mr. L Selector back in the fold. We're going to talk about the game that just finished off. Toronto Raptors were able to defeat the Detroit Pistons in a impressive win. I actually like the game. I like what I saw today. It was an early start, so a lot of people probably, unless you're a Raptor head or you might have not even known they already played, but they just finished off actually just about we'll say roughly about what maybe 45 minutes ago or so, maybe an hour. So congratulations to the Raptors. They defeated the Detroit Pistons in an impressive win. I actually liked what I saw tonight. You know, guys, six Canada. Bro, you think the game was? You thought it was boring? Nah, bro. Honestly, it was a low-scoring game. You know, they weren't chucking up that many threes. I thought it was I thought it was a good game overall. Pascal Siakam was the player of the game tonight. Great game from Pascal. 29 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 assists. Pascal Siakam's coming right after the All-Star break where he was able to basically come out there and he played in the All-Star game, and you know he's coming back off the momentum. Raptors are on a 2-game winning streak, which is good. You know that's a good thing to see. So we are trending upwards. You know we're currently 1 game behind 500, which is okay. That's good. We are 1 game behind 500. We did beat the Pelicans on Thursday night, which was a good game. We got rid of them, and now we ended up beating the Detroit Pistons. So Pascal did his thing tonight. I'm going to talk about the statistics for tonight's game. So shout outs to Jakob Pertl. Dude's all over the glass. Dude's a rebounding machine. Masai Ujiri traded him away and then brought him back. You know, so he's back home. I didn't give my warm welcome in, but warm welcome to Jakob Pertl for coming back home. Yes, 9 points, 14 rebounds. 4 assists. He was all over the glass tonight. 3 of 8 from shooting, 3 for 6 from the free throw. You know, plus minus 2 tonight. So he had a good game. I did give you Pascal stats. OG Anunoby, 38 points, 6 rebounds. 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. You know, plus minus minus 1. Not the best game for OG. Gary Trent, 36 minutes. Gary ended up coming in there 36 minutes, 19 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, plus minus 0 for Gary. Then we also have Scotty Barnes, 37 minutes, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, plus minus 3. Not bad. Precious Achiuwa, 21 minutes, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, plus minus 2. So not bad for Precious as well. And Boucher with 20 minutes, 6 points, 6 rebounds, you know, plus minus 8. So not bad. And then we have Dowling. You know, he came in, contributed with 19 minutes, 14 points, 1 rebound, plus minus 0. And then Thaddeus Young, 3 minutes. And then basically that was it. And we're having some guys who are not playing. Fred VanVleet didn't play tonight. Yes, Banton, no Banton tonight, no Gomez tonight, no Flynn tonight, no Ron Harper, no Westcamp. None of these guys got a chance to play tonight. So it's basically, we did what we had to do. Honestly, I like the game. I like the way the team looked. There wasn't too many threes chucked up. They weren't shooting everything with a 3. They played a lot of inside basketball today. Detroit is a tough team, so they had to adapt. They did a really good job with that. Raptors were able to beat the Pistons. I can't complain. Honestly, I can't complain. We will win a championship 2020 by 2025, 2027. These teams are trash. The Raptors will make the playoffs because we are climbing the standings. Yeah, we are climbing the standings, which is a good thing. We are trending upwards, which is a good thing, and that's a great thing. So we'll see what happens. We're 1 game under 500, so we're about to become a 500 team if we're able to win our next game over there, which is something I'm looking forward to seeing. I think who do we play next? I think it's the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we play one of those teams next. So we have to basically come out there and give a good team effort and basically just go out there and play our game. That's the key component. We look good right now, and I honestly like the direction of the team's going. I think it's well balanced right now. Personally, to me, I think since it's controversial, I know a lot of people are going to get upset at me about this, but since Fred VanVleet left, I just noticed how the flow of the game is changing. Like I'm noticing how there's more. You're starting to see a lot more guys are able to get their shots off. We're playing very big. We're playing tall. We're not playing small. And I think Fred Van Fleet, the way he plays his style of chucking threes and shooting so many threes, I think it just kind of hems us as a team, and it looks like it marginalizes us almost. And I think a lot of games we take ourselves out of games because we shoot too many damn threes. And I think if we just play our game, play inside, outside, shoot threes, but at the same time more offense in the paint, I think we'll definitely do an excellent job. I think we should be able to at least get into the playoffs. We could climb up the charts. There's like 20, I think 24 games left. So we should be able to, we could, if we really did a good deed, we could really get up there to like top five teams. We could go on a winning streak and get to a top five team. But the only way we're going to be able to do that is we have to win these games like we're doing as of right now. So, which is good. Then, God, we traded the bum Kem Birch. Yeah, Kem Birch was not producing. He wasn't giving us anything. So it was best that we had to let him go. His time was up. Thank God we traded him. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, we weren't getting anything off of him. We weren't getting any offense. We weren't getting any defense. We weren't getting anything off of him. So it's kind of like he was hindering the team. Plus, on top of it, he was undersized as well. Jakob Pertl comes in there and he's giving us monster rebounds on the offense and defensive side, and he's giving us points in the paint, and which is something that the Raptors need. We need to start beasting the paint because the paint is all empty. We lob that ball to a big in there, and he just comes in there and puts it in the net. If he gets the foul, goes to the free throw line. Oh well, we get the players. The team goes into foul trouble. We're at the free throw line. Those are buckets for us. So I honestly think it's so important that we continue to play this style. I personally think it's time that we let Fred VanVleet go and we take the helm. Then we could have our three with Scotty Barnes, Pascal, and OG, and then they could facilitate the offense. Could run through the between the three of them, and whoever's hot that night can just kind of run with it. And then on top of that too, that will put us in a better position. A lot of teams want Fred VanVleet. I think there's a lot of value for Fred VanVleet. I just don't think at this point right now his facilitating is what is going to keep us in these games. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's an issue right now, personally. So I think it's best that we get rid of this guy. But whatever, we have to keep him. He would be great off the bench, but I don't know. Nick Nurse is, he coaches scared. That's a whole nother conversation. He doesn't run deep benches. He's a scared coach for whatever reason. So he's gonna run his guys and that's it. He's gonna run in. He plays it safe. He doesn't want to experiment, which I think he does experiment, but he throws guys off because the way he experiments is kind of all over the place. But whatever, it is what it is. We've done what we had to do. In my opinion, I don't care who the Raptors draft in this year's draft. They probably will move up, trade for a player in the draft. We have to draft a player in the draft. The guy from Alabama, I watched him a couple nights ago or some nights ago. He dropped 41. I was actually watching that game. I happened to just catch that game, which was a pretty good game. He put in that work. Um, I think he's a good player. He's very controversial with the whole situation with the, but he is very controversial. And honestly, I think he's a good player we could get. Amani Bates is another guy we can get in the draft. I think who else is there? Um, who else? I'm looking at guys with size. The guy from Toronto, the center from Purdue, he's a guy we could get from the draft. He's Canadian. We could get him as well too. He's probably like the best player in college basketball right now. There's a lot of guys, man. There's a lot of guys. As far as tall, big guys could stretch the floor and can play big and grab rebounds. There's some guys. Yeah, definitely. Masai will probably trade for OG and Fred for Cam Whitmore in the draft. Who's Cam Whitmore? I don't know who that is. What team does he play for? Shout out to my guy, Logical Raptor Fanatic. Yo, I was just watching your video, bro. I literally was just watching it. So it's funny, bro. I was actually watching your video just before I did this. You have a video premiering right now as we speak. Salute to my guy Logical, bro. Subscribe to his channel, bro. Brad Miller's that dude is going top 5. Yeah, he's sick. I see Paul George. I see a lot of Paul George in his game, bro. I see Paul George is a guy I see in his game. Like it's like eerily similar, bro. But he's like he could finish. He basically got his team the win. His team, he's a high school sensation. Well, I don't know, maybe from where he's from, wherever he's from, he was a high school sensation in that town there. But yeah, he's a good player. He's definitely a freaking good player. I think he's really, really good. You know what I mean? He's a guy that we should look at getting. I think he'd be a good player. If we had to replace OG, he would be the guy we'd have to get. Um, he's a good player. Yes, yes. Zach Etsy, Shasta. Yep, yep. Definitely. Zach Etsy's another guy. Yep. Cam Whitmore, he dunks the ball a lot like D Rose. He's good. I gotta go take a look at him. What school does he play for? Just some contract number talks. Yeah, I was saying that. Yeah, you're breaking down the what the contracts are looking like for the Raptors and whatnot. Anyone wants to jump in, you guys could jump in, bro. Feel free to jump in, man, honestly. Yeah, you were breaking down the contracts and stuff like that. So yeah, feel free to jump in. Anyone who wants to chime in about the game tonight. I'll trade Gary, OG Gary, and 2 first-round picks for him. Yo, that's a lot. Still, he's a good player though. He could be that. He could be that guy, the next guy. They. There's a lot of talk about him. I saw the 41-point game. A lot of people are posting on social. I didn't even know he was. I just happened to turn it on, and I just saw the game, and I was like, try because I kept hearing about a guy named Miller. He was in some controversy, so I was like, okay. And then I happened to be they were playing. I happened to just see it. I was like, okay. I thought he was a point guard first and foremost. Then I found out this dude was like a 6'9" freaking wing player that plays like freaking Paul George. I'm like, my goodness. And then he scores and he's like as he's good as advertised. I'm like, Alabama could win the national championship with this guy right here. I'm like, I don't know how they got him over there, bro, but they did, honestly. Yep, Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller's a good player, bro. Definitely, definitely is. Yeah, so like honestly, like we still have a lot of time. There's a lot of time left. Time is ticking, but there is time left. We will probably play in a playing game. I'm seeing a playing game future for us. Personally, I don't want to be involved in that nonsense. I rather us get straight into the playoffs. But at the same time, if we have to do that, we have to do that. Um, Raptors did get a good win tonight or today, actually, this afternoon, which is good. So it's just one more game. As far as Pascal Siakam, keep that momentum up. I think Pascal needs to keep that momentum up so it can carry into the playoffs. Because once the playoffs hit, it's a 7 game series, right? It's a whole different ball game when the playoffs arrive. You see what I'm saying? So playoffs comes in, and it's just like everyone's playing a different basketball. Now you have to see a team repetitively multiple times in the season. You see what I'm saying? And that can be a challenge, you know. Like as far as the standings go, where are we standing? We're in ninth place right now in the standings. So because we're in ninth, we have to climb up that ladder. We're still in the mix. We're one of the bottom feeders right now, but we're still in the mix. So I know we are a treadmill team right now, but we can change that. We can change that. Like teams like the Atlanta Hawks, they just fired their coach, and they're a 500 team. Like they're a 500 team. The Miami Heat, they got like what 2 games ahead of us. They've won 2 games ahead of us. New York Knicks, the Brooklyn Nets, remember they don't even have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant anymore. They're literally like Cleveland is pretty good. 76ers, Milwaukee, and then Celtics. Those are the 4 best teams. And then everything else is kind of like is doable. Like we could actually I could see us climbing up to the 6th seed. We've beat the Knicks. Like we've beaten them. They're not anything special. So like I don't see why we can't. I mean we're in ninth right now. We could get up to that 6th seed. If we get up to that 6th seed, maybe even the 5th seed. If we get up to the fifth seed or the 6th seed, I would say probably this 5th seed would be great because we'd have to play Cleveland. Cleveland's doable. We could potentially beat them in a 7 game series. We'd be the dark horse, but we'd beat them. A lot of bettors would put their money on us to beat them. So I don't, I mean, it's not the end of the world, bro. Like we could really get this done. Yeah, Brandon Miller, bro. Um, yo, Zach. Oh, that's his name, Zach Exley. Yeah, yeah, the Canadian center looks legit. Yeah, he does, bro. He's solid. From what I've seen so far, he's a pretty solid player. He looks good. I don't. He might win. He might win National Player of the Year. You know what I mean? So that he's that kind of player. Yeah. So he might be the All American or the whatever. But I'm telling Masai Ujiri will draft Cam Whitmore because he's been on the Raptors' radar. No, who's the other guy? There's another guy that we have that the Raptors are watching over as well. He plays for the G League Ignite. He's from Scarborough as well. The Raptors, don't be surprised if the Raptors draft him. He might be Raptors on the Raptors. He's a guy that might be on the Raptors. Um, Raptors. He's on the Raptors radar there. I believe the Raptors might be facilitating or working behind the scenes with him. But he plays for the G League Ignite. He's another guy that the Raptors are looking at getting. So there's a lot of guys out there, man. I've been watching Amani Bates. I've been watching him catching a lot of Eastern Michigan games. His name is Leonard Miller. Leonard Miller is a guy that we potentially could get. He's from Toronto too. So people need to pay attention to Leonard Miller. He's a guy that we can get, and he's going to be another top guy that's going to come, and he's going to be playing in the NBA and contributing to a team. So watch out for him. He's from Scarborough. We only have one pick this because San Antonio's stealing our drafts. Yeah, remember, we could still get players though. We could definitely make trades to get some draft picks as well. One game 500. Yeah, got time to move up exactly. So I understand. It's been rough. They've been a difficult team to watch. It's a hard watch to watch the Raptors, especially when they start chucking a lot of threes. It's very, very difficult to watch them because they don't look good. When they start shooting themselves out of the games and it doesn't look good. When they play inside and they play inside out, that's where basketball is at its best. Raptors, yes, exactly. Possible fifth or sixth seed. Exactly. Just like, yep. You're seeing it exactly too. All they have to do is just win. They're not playing any freaking David and Goliath or some Goliath looking teams or whatever, some beasts. Like there's nobody scary. They could get this done. The Cavs are gonna be scared. They don't want to see us. Exactly. I agree. Cleveland Cavaliers don't match up well against us, and this is a team that will beat in a 7-game series any day of the week. If we moved up there, we'll eventually we'll really be the 4th seed. And I think we have 4th seed potential, but the only way we got to do it is we have to keep winning. And we can't be shooting ourselves out of the gym. We have to facilitate. Scoot Henderson's a good player, but Raptors are not going to be getting him. He'd be a great point guard for us. I believe so. I think he'd be good with Pascal and Gary and those guys because he's a solid player. Scoot Henderson's going up to top 3. Top there is no way he's getting him. Yeah, no way. If things shake up as planned, we have 2 spots for the first pick and an undrafted guys and 2-way spots. I agree. Yeah, we do have 2 spots. 2 spots we can get. I think there's a lot of guys we can't get. Like I said, Imani Bates, the guy from Purdue, the Canadian guy from Purdue. There's also Leonard Miller from the G League Ignite. There's another guy here from the Raptors. What's his from the Alabama guy as well. There's some guys we can pick up. There's some guys that we could pick up. Brendan Miller. There's Brendan Miller from Alabama, and there's Leonard Miller from G League Ignite. Those are guys we can definitely get. So we got a lot of potential, man. I mean, guys, just hang on tight, bro. It's gonna be a good ride. But I guarantee we'll go to the playing game. I think we can. I believe. I think it's a 80% chance we'll go to the actual playoffs itself. It's an 80% chance we'll go to the playoffs. The way they're looking right now. The only key is we just have to go out there and actually win. You see what I'm saying? Like, play the way we're playing. Don't shoot your way. The threes will kill us. That's the problem with us. We shoot too many threes, and we think, oh, I have conversation with guys. Oh, that's the way the league is going. You don't have to go the way the league's going. We have to play our game. We'll be able to beat every team. As long as we play inside, outside, we should be okay. There's no reason why we can't beat majority of these teams. So I'm just keeping it 100 with you guys, honestly. There's no way. No way. What do you mean we have 2 spots? We only have 1 draft pick. Yo, logical. What he's asking, what do you mean by we have two spots? Break that down to him. How we have two spots, and let him know what's going on with the draft there. You know what I mean? With the two spots, the Raptors picks. Yeah. So honestly, like it's a good win. Um, People are complaining about the Raptors playing this early. I actually like this time. I think it was a good time. People gives people you get up, you watch the game. You should be up on Saturday early, anyways. It's a Saturday. You have time to watch the game for noon, and then you go and continue on with your day. It's very simple. So, bro, cause that Thad and Otto Flynn and replaced by Downton first pick and undrafted guy. Okay, so he's saying an undrafted guy. I'm not really the undrafted guy is something that we can't have, but like let's not throw too much of our eggs in undrafted guys. Let's try to get some. We do that though. We do. Masai does do that, so I'm not going to sit down and question his moves. But we have to like make sure we get a legit guy who can contribute immediately because we have too many guys, and we need Nick Nurse to actually play this guy too. Nick Nurse is not playing his players right now. You know what I mean? We got to really start playing some of these guys. Like honestly, I'm not too fond of that. Oh, makes sense. Exactly. Yeah. So we'll see what transpires though. Honestly, like we'll see what happens next. We have some doable games. I'm gonna break down some of the games that we have. Uh, as far as who we're playing next, like we have Cleveland next tomorrow, so we gotta hurry up and get over to Ohio there. Go deal with Cleveland. Then we got the Bulls. Cleveland, we could beat them. We got the Bulls. We could beat the Bulls. Then we got Washington. We could beat Washington. We got Washington twice. We could beat them. Denver one's gonna be tricky. Then we have the Clippers. That one is gonna be a tough game. Then we have the Lakers. That's an easy win. Then we have the Nuggets. That's going to be a difficult one. Then we have the Thunder. That should be an easy game. We have the Bucks, difficult one. Pacers. That's going to be a little bit of a tricky game. Could go either way. Then we have the Pistons, easy win. Wizards again, easy win. Miami, it's a tough one. 76ers, tough one. Then we have Hornets. That's a tough game. No, Hornets are a terrible team. We got this. Hornets. Then we have Celtics twice, and then we have the Bucks, and then that's it. The season's done. So if we lose maybe about three of those games, 3 or 4 of those games, we should be somewhere in the top in the top 5 in the standings. I don't see why we can't be. We should be. Imani Bates, that's who the Raptors need. 3-point shooter. Yo, he's a 3-point shooter, but he can also score. He has a good mid-range game. He's a very skilled player. He doesn't do defense. His defense is kind of suspect still. I'm not gonna lie to you. He doesn't play defense, but that's something. Hopefully, we can. If we get him, we can build him into it. But I'll give him this. He plays hard. He's very aggressive. He plays with he plays angry, and he's not scared. He's not a wuss. So those are good signs right there. Um, 15th man level. Yeah, 15th man level. Who are we talking about? Are you saying Imani Bates is 15th man level? What? Nah. What we have we have to fire Nick Nurse. I'm sorry, he gotta go. I don't like him. He a crybaby. Nah, I see what you're saying. He does complain to the referees a lot. He's always kind of moaning and like whining and stuff like that, which is a little bit unusual. But he's always, you know what I mean? Like dude. Sometimes things aren't gonna go your way, but bro, like, come on the court, you're just like you got to coach, man. Like I get it, I don't know. Nick is Nick, man. Nick's just Nick. This point, I think this is just who Nick is. My only concern with Nick is he coaches scared, man. But if people say he has to go, man, if the people don't want him, then the people don't want him, bro. Like honestly, I understand why. If the people think he's not worthy or it's time for him to go, it's time for him to go. Straight up. I mean, it is what it is. I've been calling for him for a long time, but you know, it is what it is. I'm thinking about doing a reflection of the first half of the season and what happened. Bro, I think that's something you should definitely do. But at the same time, yeah, break it down. At the same time though, let's be real. It's Fred VanVleet shooting us out of the games. That's basically what was going on. and guys just injuries and guys having confident issues. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the winter. We're coming out of the dog days of the winter right now. We're heading into March. March is like next week, so I think it's time. It's football's done. All these other sports, no more college football, none of that other stuff is going on. So NBA and March Madness about to happen. NBA will be the only talk of town. You see what I'm saying? So if we want to win a championship, fire this goofy. Yeah, are you as a video? Yeah, no, I agree. Do it as a video. I think that's a great idea. Do you know any other players in the draft Raptors should draft? Mm, uh, Not really. I'm looking at the taller guys, like the taller, bigger guys, the guys who fit our mode. I don't want no 3-point specialists or 3-point. I'm not. If you have a 3-point specialist, give me a 3-point. Don't get me a combo guard who wants to shoot threes all day like Fred VanVleet. Get me a distributor, a facilitator. That's all I ask for. A guy who can slice and dice, like throwback players like TJ Ford and guys like that who can get inside of the paint and assist guys like a Lowry who can get inside. Lowry could find his shot. Lowry can control everything around him. You know what I mean? Or guys like TJ Ford who were able to go inside tight circles and find the pass and give it to the big. Like they were able to feed the big. Jakob Pertl could be averaging 20 and 10 every night. Every night that he has that capability. Like you see it there. The only problem is there's no facilitators. We don't have guys who can actually. We have guys who everybody's just standing in the wing, pick and roll type players. Like we don't have standing on the key, the top of the key, and pick and roll. You know what I mean? So that's what we have. You see what I'm saying? We don't have guys who can actually, like a Chris Paul in his prime, Rajon Rondo, Kyle Lowry. We don't have that no more. We were blessed to have Kyle Lowry and him flourish and develop into the player he became for us. And what happened with that? Championship occurred with that. So this is what happens when you have guys of that ilk. Six replace him. Who is NGL? I don't know who is NGL. I don't know who's that. NGL. I'm not too sure who he is. Look up Brady Dick. He's good. I like his game as well. Those type of players are underrated. No, I agree. Definitely, yo, guys, like Raptor guys, man, like Raptors Nation, like go out there and start scouting players. Like, dude, NCAA, there's college basketball going on right now as we speak. Every night there's like 30 games, 40 games, 50 games on television going on. Like, there's so many talented players that we could definitely look at and be like, okay, we could add this guy, we could add this guy. You see what I'm saying? Because the reality is, we just need to keep adding pieces. I don't know what's going to happen as far as next season goes because there's a lot of question marks. There's a lot of cloud uncertainty around this team. This team, unfortunately, that's the way we're in right now. We're positioned that way. Certain guys are signing to certain agencies and wanting to leave and get out of town. So it is what it is. Yo, Jakob is a 15 and 10 guy. Even with Chris Paul or Kyle, he wouldn't average 20. You got to remember, Gasol averaged 16 in his first year, and he could shoot. I agree with you. You're right on that. But you think he's a 15 and 10? I said 20 and 10. Okay. I think he is a 15 and 10 guy. But if we can remember, Chris Paul still, to me, is a good player. I know I've been very rough on Chris Paul and I've been very critical on him because of things I've seen in the past as far as him choking. It's more of the choking related stuff. Chris Paul, though, could facilitate. That's the thing. But I said TJ Ford before that. If you guys remember, TJ Ford was when he played for Raptors, he was a good player who can facilitate and he could find he had the ball, like you couldn't take the ball away from him. He could get every defender off of him and he could find players inside of the paint. Like he could find bigs like a Chris Bosh or a like guys like that he was playing with and get easy buckets for them, like at the rim. Dunking and all types of stuff. So I think Jakob Pertl is a good player. I like what I see from him. I think he's obviously a part of our future. You could see it. We're not getting rid of him because we can't get rid of him because it makes no sense for us to get rid of him at this point. So he's going to be around for a long time unless some crazy thing happens, right? He's let's be real. Jakob is initially a Raptor, John Doe. Like he got drafted with Pascal here, so they're all from the same team. Jakob Pertl's from our development league. We sent him over to the Spurs. He came. The only thing that changed with Jakob is his IQ's more intense. He's more bigger. You could see it before when he left here, he was real thin and skinny. Now he's like, he's in his mat. He has his grown man body. So you could see the differences in his physique and stuff like that. And then his IQ is much more better. And the game is obviously more easier for him. We will replace this goofy Nick Nerf with Trevor Glenson. I don't know who the hell Trevor Glenson is. Um, um, I was asking replace Nick with who? Not gonna lie, it's tough. Now we can replace Nick, man. Honestly, we could. Don't let's not sit on here and pretend like it's the end doomsday if Nick goes. It's not doomsday if Nick goes. We just need to get the right kind of guy. Trevor isn't replacing anybody. Uh, he doesn't even get uh to implement his horn offense. All right. Yo, if Chris Paul could fuel his own offense like he does for others, he would OP offensive player, but he can't laugh aloud. Yeah, he's done, bro. He's finished. He's done. Chris Paul has had many opportunities. Kevin Durant they're trying to get Kevin Durant. That's their last chance to get a championship. Bro, who is TJ Ford? Oh my god, I never heard of this dude playing for the Raptors. Go on YouTube and type in TJ Ford. Go look at him, bro. He was sick with it, bro. He was amazing. He was nice. He was like flipping. He was the truth at one point, bro. He was the guy. He was the point guard, but injuries took him out. Jose Calderon was the backup for TJ Ford. Jakob is a top 10 center to me. I'm fine with him. I'm going forward, still thinking he's more of a 15 and 10 than 20 and 10. That's elite play center. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Jakob could become that kind of player if he gets the ball. It's not difficult to drop 20 when you have good back to the basket, and you could play to the rim. Like, did you see that the game versus New Orleans? Look at all the pops that Siakam was giving to Jakob. Like that, they like their chemistry was like they just continued off where they left off from when they were in the G League and they were drafted together. It was like instant offense, instant chemistry. So like, dude, they could definitely continue and rekindle what they started. Like, don't get it twisted, man. Like, I'm telling you, you guys are sleeping on Jakob saying can't average 20 and 10. Bro, he could average 20 and 10 if he gets the ball. If we look for him, if we don't shoot, if we cut back on less of our threes and we cut half of our threes down, or even a quarter. So instead of shooting the 100% of threes we shoot 75. We cut back 25%, and we're at 75% of threes, or even 50% of threes. We cut it in half. Bro, we start to try to score inside the paint and feed Jakob and have Scotty and Pascal getting to the line more and playing with the back to the basket. We'll be able to cook a lot of these teams. Like, Fred VanVleet should be a bench player, personally, for me at this point. I think he's an instant 3-point offense coming off the bench. He would come in if Fred came off the bench, and we would get instant offense from the bench from Fred. I think Fred's a bench player at this point because this dude wants the world. TJ Ford was a high pick. That was meh. TJ Ford was a really good player, bro. Like, let's not disrespect. The only thing that injured TJ Ford was his neck. Remember, he snapped his neck. He played for the Milwaukee Bucks. He was amazing. He came to the Toronto Raptors. He was amazing. Like, he was instant offense, and his chemistry with Chris Bosh was crazy. Remember, the first ever coach of the year, their point guard at the time was TJ Ford. Jose Calderon was the backup. Jose Calderon could not even do what TJ. It was a crazy 1-2 backup though, because Jose Calderon could score. TJ Ford can distribute. Jose can distribute, but he couldn't get inside the paint at will and do things like magicians. He was like a magician out there and could get into paint at will. So TJ Ford was a really good player for the Raptors. Well, he's alive still, but injuries took him out. You know what I mean? Remember, he's from that class of like the Chris Pauls, the LeBron Jameses, all of them. They're all from that same class, the draft class. Well, Chris Paul didn't get drafted. Chris Bosh, TJ, go look at that draft. That was a classic draft. Carmelo, Josh Howard, Chris Kaman, JJ. JJ Redick wasn't in that draft. Who else was in there? There was a lot of guys in there. LeBron James, D Wade. There was a lot of good players out of that draft. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. I really don't understand, and I don't really care about the playoffs. I'm focused on the offseason, what Raptors gonna do. Yo, bro, we have to play the playoffs. If we could, Raptors. This is my projection. Raptors have potential to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. I know this is like people are like, yo, you're crazy, bro. The Raptors have the pieces. They just need the chemistry and they need the defense and they just need to play hard. They have the pieces to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. This is an Eastern Conference. What we're looking at is an Eastern Conference team. This is a team that can compete in the Eastern Conference Finals. And the best thing that can happen is us going far because you know how Toronto is when Raptors go far in the playoffs, the whole entire Canada goes crazy. The whole entire Toronto is like a freaking it's like a freaking party 365. Uh, Not well 24/7 throughout the whole entire playoff duration when the further Raptors go in, the better it is for the Raptors. The Raptors are an Eastern Conference team. They can make it to an Eastern Conference Finals. The only thing that's stopping the Toronto Raptors from doing that is the stupid three-point shots, the stupid three-point shots, the scared coaching, and not being able to find a closer at the end of games. If they could get those three things fixed, cut the threes in half, score more inside the paint, get to the line, stop coaching scared, Nick Nurse. Stop looking like freaking you want to you know what I mean looking all pissed off at the refs 365. We should be able to get there. We can. I'm telling you, we can. Six what? Why? Dude, who did Detroit draft in 2003? Darko Milicic. This year is simply just a part of our journey, of the journey. It is a part of the journey for sure. I agree. Bruh, not again. Remember last year we were talking so much trash about the 76ers we lost? No, I'm not sitting on here saying we're better than 76ers. We're not better than 76ers. 76ers are a better team than us at this present moment. Yo, this is reload re retooling, rebuilding looks like an ugly ball at times. No, but bro, we're not rebuilding, man. We're not. I don't want to be on rebuilding. Rebuilding sucks. Retooling, yes, retooling is the right definition. And why? And that's why I said the Raptors need to draft Cam Whitmore, Brandon Miller, or Grady Dick. These guys are great. You're right. I think Brandon Miller would be the best player for us. But if Brandon Miller came in, then OG Anunoby would have to leave, and then we'd have to take time with Brandon Miller, and Scotty Barnes would have to develop. We need Scotty to be to the second to Pascal because Scotty needs to step up. I think Scotty, I'm seeing a lot of some bad basketball with Scotty. I'm seeing Scotty's like kind of he's a good player, but I'm seeing a lot of little things that Scotty needs to fix up in his game. Scotty needs to get in the gym. Scotty should be taking guys down the paint with post moves and dunking on guys. He has the body for it. Take the guy in the paint, dunk on him. He has long arms. I'm sure his reach is ridiculous. He won Rookie of the Year. His reach is ridiculous. His height is ridiculous. His physique, he has a grown man body. Came into the NBA with a grown man body. And his body's only going to get bigger and bigger. So he needs to bully guys, and bully guys. You know what I mean? Nick needs to go deeper into the bench. I agree with you. And that's one of the biggest problems with Nick. He doesn't play into the bench, yo. He's not playing into the bench at the level he should. This guy's deeper aren't good enough to get the win when our young starters are making their own mistakes. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Jakob was really good pickup. Instant chemistry with yes, Jakob. I agree. The chemistry is on point. Like the two of them, the way they play with each other is very, very good. I've said it earlier, but they have great chemistry together. They play like a team. They play like a unit. You could see they just continued where they left off. They went several years without each other together, but now that they're back, they're continuing where they left off. You see the pick and pops. And Jakob is more bigger, more stronger. He looks more intimidating now, bro. Like he looks like a force out there, and he plays like a force out there, and that's what I like. Great pickup. I wish we had got him earlier. The reality is, I wish we just developed him and had him the whole entire time. But I understand he was a part of the Kawhi Leonard, so we needed to get him. We need to get rid of him to go get Kawhi Leonard, and then that's how we were able to get our championship. So it is what it is. But at the same time, though, he is a good player, and I like him. When I see Scotty score 10 and 12, I get mad because I like, what the fuck is that? No, I agree. He scored 12 points tonight, and he's a player that could potentially score. He should be dropping like 25 a night, 26 a night. He should be high score, or at least second year, maybe. Not now. 26 is a little bit high. I think like 18, 19, 20 points right now, second year, around that 18 to 20 point mark, 20, 18 to 21 points per game. He should be averaging his second year, 18 to 21 a game. And then the third year, he could uptick it maybe 24. Then the fifth year, 26, 27. Once he gets that 26, he's the top player in the league. He's like creme de la creme over there. Adding another real person who can defend makes the rotation less right. No, I agree. Um, I agree with you 100%. Like adding a new person to the rotation, it does make it less tight. And That's why we need him. I don't understand what's going on. He won't play Malachi Flynn. I don't know. He looks good in the summertime. He goes to Seattle. He's playing these pro-ams. He's washing everybody. He's cooking. He's eating food. And then all of a sudden he comes back here and it's like, I don't know. I don't get nothing from Malachi Flynn. Banton, they don't even play him. He's in the G League dropping 20, 30 points a game. And I mean, he's a good player off the spark. He was giving us sparks off the bench. I don't know why he's not playing. We need a spark. Bring him in. Thaddeus Young, he gives us some good minutes from time to time. You know, I like Thaddeus. I have no problem with him. I remember Thaddeus from when he got drafted in the NBA. Salute to Thaddeus Young. He's that kind of player. He was a good player. Him, Allen Iverson, Lou Williams, classic team of the 76ers. You guys go check out the classics of Thaddeus Young when he was on the 76ers with True Holiday and all those guys over there. Sick ass team. If you want to see Scotty with the ball more, OG gotta go. OG gotta go because OG wants more touches. That's not happening when Scotty is on the team. I agree. But at the same time, OG, look how many points OG scored tonight. OG ain't really doing too much. Like OG ain't really thing, you know what I mean? He ain't really like some nights he'll give us crazy buckets and then some nights he ain't really doing too much, you know what I mean? Like he's doing a lot, but like he's not really putting up that much points up there. Like tonight he scored what? Let me see, he scored like 6 points or something like that. What did he score today? Let me take a look at OG stats today, bro. He ain't really doing nothing today. OG Ananobi, what did he score? 6 points. He scored 6 points today, bro. Like, dude, you guys, come on, man. I mean, Scotty can score if Scotty wants to score, man. 6, you need to chill, bro. Getting mad at things you can't change isn't good. Yo, Banton just needs to score 10 points a night, and they're asking for it. They won't even let him play though. I don't understand why. I don't know if there's some plan they're concocting where they just like put him in the G League, just let him keep playing over there, maybe keep getting the momentum. Maybe they're prepping him for next season potentially. But I want to see Banton out there. I want to see Banton play. I saw him in Detroit. He played the same team we played last time because of Banton. We beat them. He beat the team, but he virtually went out there and took over the game himself and beat them. We were undermen, and Banton came in and did his job and took care of business. That's what I like to see from guys. And now he's not even playing. He's in the G League. Whatever. There's a lot of controversy behind the scenes with Fred and all these other guys wanting money and minutes and all this other stuff. So maybe I don't know. Maybe there's a method to the madness, bro. I have no idea. Porter Jr. is bad pickup. Yeah, I agree. Our defense system takes elite defenders to work. It takes time to really know the system. So if you want more losing, yeah, play everyone and watch open dunks and shots from missed rotations. What? Our defense system takes elite defenders to work. Bro, our team ain't taking no defenders to work, bro. We're getting our ass spanked by everybody, and it takes time to really know systems. So if you want more losing, yeah, play everyone. No, 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 bro. The reality is when you if you don't play guys early, and you don't give guys their actual their 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 defined roles, they start to lose identity. They start to get out there and they start to try to wing things out. Prime example, Malachi Flynn. Malachi Flynn doesn't know what his role is on this team, and nobody knows what his role is. He's supposed to be the point guard for Fred, but Fred's not. Look, Fred didn't even play tonight, and Malachi Flynn didn't even play tonight. That tells you what happens when you're scared to coach, when you don't coach. If he's not playing, who's the backup? Who next up? But Malachi Flynn didn't even play tonight, and Fred didn't play tonight. So and Delano Banton didn't play tonight. We had three players that are point guards did not even play tonight. That's what happens when you don't have a defined role on this team, and that's because of the coaching. That's Nick Nurse over there. San Antonio. San Antonio trying to trade for Banton. Ujiri said no, he's off limits. Are you serious? Did they really try that? Are you serious? I told you, bro. There's something going on. I told you. Banton is a part of their thing, but I don't know what happened though. I don't know what happened. Yeah, you're right. I'm seeing the report here. It's on Reddit. Somebody says Fisher. I've heard Delano Banton is on San Antonio Spurs radar. Talks with Toronto Spurs also been seeking first round draft pick compensation in a deal for Jakob Poeltl. Poeltl, who is currently Toronto playing at Scotiabank Arena and would already be in the market if a deal is completed. So yeah, they trade. You're right. They wanted Delano Banton. Of course, Doc, why would you get rid of him? People don't. The guy won the game for Detroit. I saw the potential is there. It's time to unlock him. Maybe he needs another year. Maybe he needs another year. There's no rush. We shouldn't rush him and damage him, but he needs to get bigger. I want to see Banton get more bigger and more physical. But he could bring the ball up court. And one thing about Banton is he can get inside of. He knows how to find players inside. Like he can get into the key at will. The only thing is finishing at the key. I want to see him finish more stronger. But Banton's a good player. Banton's a good player. Definitely a method to the system. Today wasn't a big thing. I feel like the trade for Fred Flynn we developed and take over as point guard. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? The point is wide open. We barely get defensive stops, which is huge worry. I agree. Only OG gives us some defensive stops from time to time. I don't really see too many defensive stops from this team at the level that it can be. Raptors want to develop Banton. I agree. And people don't realize that. Look, he's 6'9". Do you know what teams would do with a 6'9" guy at his height? Half these guys are short anyways. NBA's short man, all these short guys. So they want guys who could dribble, and they could bring the ball up court, and they could bring in different things. Banton is 23. They're looking at Banton at 27, 28. He's supposed to peak for us around that time frame. Yes, and develop off court too. NBA minutes aren't the all be all end for growth. It's the reward. Bro, let's be real. Off the court, I don't care about what a guy does off the court, bro. Let's be real. The guy could be doing whatever, as long as he's not committing crime. I don't care what he does. As long as he produces on the court, that's all that matters. Like off the court, whatever. We want to build saints? We're not. Come on, we're not the church, bro. Like we're not the Catholic Church. Like we're not here building nuns and altar boys and all that stuff and priests and you know what I mean? Like, bro, we're here to win basketball games. You could be the greatest player off the court, but if you're not winning on the court, get out of there. Get out of the building. You get what I'm saying? Like we need win. We need a win, bro. Like I said, we can go to Eastern Conference Finals. Yo, logical Raptor fanatic. We can do that, bro. But the only way we're gonna do that is we have to play the guys and we have to go out there and compete. If Fred leaves, gets traded, Flynn will take over. Get Flynn out of here. If Flynn's not giving me no consistency. He's not even playing tonight. That's an indictment on Flynn. Flynn should be asking himself, yo, why am I not playing tonight? Not even asking himself, yo, coach, get me in there so I could give you that defense, that offense, and facilitate the ball and get these guys to the bucket and to the foul line and get these points off. If Fred leaves, yeah, that's my take on that, bro. Like honestly, like the at this point, Raptors at this point, we're trending upwards. I mean, our stock is climbing slowly but surely. You know what I mean? We're building. It's a little bit late, but it's better late than never. You know what I mean? You gotta whenever your time is, it's your time. This is our time right now. So we got to continue to capitalize off of it. We have Cleveland tomorrow. Cleveland's a tough team, but this is a team that we can beat. And they know we can beat them, but they know they could beat us too. They have Donovan Mitchell, they have some confident players. But we have Siakam, we have some good players as well. So it's like the Raps are not developing players anymore. What's going on? It's Nick Nurse. He's coaching scared. Dwayne Casey would play these guys. I would see if Nick Nurse had Dwayne Casey, if Nick Nurse was playing thing back in the days, Pascal wouldn't have been able to make mistakes to become the player he is today. Fred VanVleet wouldn't be coming off the bench to become the player he is today. Like we used to have a bench mob. We don't even have that anymore. Like we don't have none of that stuff anymore. And that's Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse has cut the offense. And even Masai Ujiri addressed it, saying, yeah, we know. We know. Like what's going on. We know. We've addressed it too with Nick. Nick Nurse doesn't like Flynn. We clearly see it. And that's Masai Ujiri's pick. I think Raptors are solid ATM. Why is everyone acting like they can't figure out how to win? Bro, it's not saying we can't figure out how to win because we are winning, but we need to move winning. We need to be in the top of the standings. Remember, I don't know if Raptor fans are having amnesia, but the reality is we were a top four team, top three team from 2011 to 2019, right until that championship. From 2011 to 2000, we were one, two, three. Every single year, consistent. We were in the standings for first place, second place, first place, third place, first place, second place, first place, first place, third place, second place, first place. We were a consistent team. Now we have gone down to a bottom feeder. So we are not the same team that we were before. In that time frame, we developed a lot of players. We had a lot of players. We developed them. They went on to flourish throughout the whole entire NBA, from the DeMar DeRozan's, Kyle Lowry, Norman Powell's, OG Anunoby's, Fred VanVleet's, Pascal Siakam's, Yakov Pertles, Terrence Ross. Um, who else? Uh, DeMar DeRozan, Kawhi Leonard. We've had all types of guys that were freaking studs in the NBA right now. That's not one tough team. Development is happening in the East is different. You used to get away with stuff Casey did. The East is completely different place. The East is not even East. When Casey was there, we were the best team in the East. Like, let's not take that away from Dwayne Casey. We were the best team in the East, and we there was not even we were getting away with stuff. We were just better than everybody else. We had better talent. We were a better team. We were better basketball players. We went to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals with Dwayne Casey. We went to semifinals. We haven't done any of that with Nick Nurse. We won one championship with Nick Nurse, and that was off of the bank of Dwayne Casey, off of what he developed, and off of what Masai Ujiri was able to do in getting Kawhi Leonard. And then Dwayne Casey reaped the rewards of that. Happened to be at the right place at the right time, and all he had to do was, you know what I mean? What did Dwayne get? Kyle, he said, "Oh, Dwayne," you know what I mean? Like, he was able to do all of that. So that was off of the foundation built from Dwayne Casey, and then that literally spilled over to Nick Nurse. Let's not disrespect Dwayne Casey, man. Dwayne Casey, a great coach. People don't give him his flowers. Nick Nurse was running a lot of his playbook. I've pulled that off, told people about that many times. I've seen a lot of things that Nick Nurse was doing. I was straight out of Dwayne Casey's playbook. Uh, AJ Griffin played the bench, guys, and they were playing alt rights, but this goofy Nick Nurse is scary. Nick is gonna be Nick, bro. The East was said we got the Eastern Conference with starters like Lowry, DeRozan, Scola, Thing, Biombo. That's not a great team. That was a great team. That's not a great team. How do you go to the Eastern Conference if that's not a great team? That's a great basketball team. That is a great basketball team. That team was DeMar DeRozan is a Hall of Famer. Kyle Lowry is a Hall of Famer. That alone, Lee Scola is a Olympic gold medalist for Argentina. Damari Carroll at one point was a stud in the NBA. Biombo, straight defense. He's giving you block shots. When Biombo was there, that was 2016 was one of my favorite Raptor teams. That team was sick. That team was one of the best That was one of my favorite Raptor teams all time. Like, one of the best teams. The 2006, 2015, 2016 Toronto Raptors. Go look at that roster right there. Sick ass team. They're spanking teams. They played LeBron James. They lost 4-2 in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's a sick ass team. The Raptors are nice. They beat Dwayne Wade. They beat Miami. They beat this team. They're beating teams left, right, and center. Like, that was a good team. This Raptors team would not beat that team today. Like, no way in hell. That team got the East Conference Finals. Exactly. That's a good team. That's what I'm trying to say. I blame Ujiri. Is, in my opinion, his experience with many 6'9" guys is not cutting it. If you need 3-point shooting, it's better point guard deep. No. Ujiri understands what he's doing. I don't blame Ujiri. Ujiri knows what he's doing. Ujiri's a good talent. You remember, you guys are forgetting. Ujiri has been to the Eastern Conference Finals numerous times. Before he was on the Raptors, he was there. He was the one who got Chauncey Billups, Kenyon Martin, all those guys. And they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I mean? I mean the Western Conference Finals. He's been to conference finals. He knows what he's doing. He has a recipe. I see what he's coming from. I see it now. I see the potential. Like he's recruiting guys from high school now. He's going and getting guys from high school. Like people don't know that. Like Delano Banton, Leonard Miller, there's a bunch of guys in the Canadian circuit he's looking at. And he's starting, he has his team is in contact with their teams and recruiting them from high school. So there's a method behind what Masai is doing. Masai knows what he's doing. Masai's around the world, bro. He's a global man. Masai's respected in Detroit. He's respected in New York, Atlanta, Ohio, Africa, Europe, all over. Wisconsin. They know Masai Ujiri out there. You know what I mean? They know him. He's respected. If Casey was running 2019, we would get swept easy by the Buckets. I don't know. That's hypothetical, bro. I don't know about that. My point is East was easy weaker. No, East was strong then. LeBron James dominated the Eastern Conference. It was a strong conference then. LeBron James was in the Eastern Conference, and LeBron James was at his prime them days. LeBron James was literally going to war with the Golden State Warriors. LeBron James is a top 10 talent. He's probably one of the greatest basketball players to ever step foot on planet Earth, bro. We had to go up against. We're going up against the best. It's like people saying Michael Jordan. The Eastern Conference was weak when Michael Jordan was around. No, Michael Jordan was the best player. The East was strong then. Michael Jordan was just that good. LeBron James was just that good. DeMar DeRozan is good, great. He's a Hall of Famer. People make fun of him and say negative things, and I'm like, bro, that's the best Raptor. He's probably, if not, he's in the top 5 best Raptors of all time. Some could make an argument he might be number 3, top 3. Some could even argue he could be the best. That's how good of a talent DeMar DeRozan is. DeMar DeRozan was in the All-Star game. DeMar DeRozan was in the All-Star game. Like, dude, DeMar DeRozan was voted into the All-Star game. And none of the Raptors were voted in. They ended up just putting Siakam in. What does that tell you right there? You see the division now versus when Casey was there, bro. The Detroit Pistons are a horrible team. They're not a good team. They're not a Raptors team. We can't even compare that. The Raptors was a classic era of basketball. Dwayne Casey won Coach of the Year. Like, bro, like, come on, stop shitting on Dwayne Casey. It takes more to win than East now. Nah, man, Dwayne Casey a good coach. The East was good. Dwayne Casey was just, he was going up against LeBron James, bro. Raptors fanatic, you're tripping, bro. You guys are tripping. We'll see how things go. I agree. You're right. We'll see how things go. But I honestly, let's not sit down here and put Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse is not Red Auerbach. He's not. He's not even. He's not even. He's better than Steve Kerr. I think Steve Kerr is a trash coach. I think Steve Kerr is a guy who literally, and I'll say it on freaking record, he's a guy who literally inherited what he has there. Like he couldn't coach any because Luke Walton got the same when Steve had to leave. Luke Walton got the job, and Luke Walton was the team continued to do what they continue to do with Luke Walton there, and then so that says it all right there. Pascal is better than DeMar if he okay, all right, bro. Pascal Siakam is not even in DeMar DeRozan's league. DeMar DeRozan's an All-American player. Pascal Siakam, he's an All-American player. Pascal Siakam's a good player, but he's not better than DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is far better. What did the All-Star voting show? That people covered more of DeMar DeRozan than they do Pascal Siakam. DeMar DeRozan is go look at his numbers right now. He's having a freaking if we had let me tell you something. If we got DeMar DeRozan today, would probably be a top 3 team in the East right now. If we continue to have DeMar DeRozan with all the players we had, because remember, DeMar and Pascal play together. They're all from the same school. They're all from the same toolage. You know what I mean? Pascal credits a lot of his stuff to DeMar DeRozan, saying DeMar DeRozan showed him this, DeMar DeRozan, you know what I mean? The G League and DeMar DeRozan. You know what I mean? So, like, DeMar DeRozan's a good player, bro. DeRozan still can't defend just like Spidey Mitch. Yeah, you're right. He's not the strongest defender. He's older now. DeMar DeRozan, what, 34 years old? Come on, man. He's older now. Game issues. Or 30, 33 or 34. DeMar DeRozan's old. He's up there. He's getting up there, man. His knees are not the same anymore. Same issues. The problem with non-defending starters is the end of the game when you need to stop buckets. No, you're right. That was the problem. He couldn't stop them. He ran into LeBron James. He couldn't stop him. He stopped Dwayne Wade. He stopped Paul George. He stopped all the top talents. He stopped. Remember, before Giannis Antetokounmpo got his first championship, he was going through DeMar DeRozan. Every year, DeMar DeRozan would cook his food in Milwaukee. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand, like we have players, bro. We have players. It was just Raptors stopped Giannis Antetokounmpo many times in the playoffs before he finally went on to win the championship. You see what I'm saying? And you got to wake up. Nick Nurse is a scary coach. Had good times because of Kawhi. I agree. I think he is. He plays scared. I don't think he plays the great basketball. I think he's scared. I think he doesn't coach deep enough for me. And when Masai clarified that and came out and stated, yeah, they see the same thing we're seeing. That's when I knew. Okay, a lot of people are kind of, even the front office is acknowledging that. Yo, he's not really doing what they think he could be doing. It's just work in the long run. Yeah, yeah. Why did Demar do this with the Raptors, but do this with the Bulls? But does this with the Bulls. DeMar did a lot with the Raptors. DeMar brought us to our first ever Eastern Conference Finals appearance. Nick Nurse has been winning time, time NGL. No, I hear you still, but we'll see, bro. Honestly, I can't sit down here and argue for a man when I have to sit down there and just look at the actual film. The film says it all. We watch the games and we see the product. We see them losing. We see them right now, not even in the playoffs, not even a top 8 team. So, without Kawhi. Yeah, Nick Nurse been winning wings before that, bro. Not in the NBA, bro. But guys, I'm out of here, bro. I'm signing out, bro. We'll be back tomorrow night. We have the Cleveland game tomorrow, so we'll be back tomorrow. Nine in ninth place in the Eastern Conference. Signing out. All right, peace.